Hi,
Hello.
welcome to another episode of What is Life? Keep singing.
I keep singing.
I keep
I keep
singing
singing
every day.
all day.
We're back, even though we were not supposed to be.
We weren't. Somebody prohibited it.
No, nobody prohibited it, but you said in the last recording that you will not be on the next episode.
Hmm.
And then I had mental breakdown because it was one day before my period. And still is, actually, because we did it yesterday. We recorded it yesterday. So what changed for you
So
that
you
you are
still
here?
wanna post it?
Yeah?
I thought that this is gonna be like a repair exam.
That's not how life works. Or that's not how my self-expression works. This is actually the risky business that I like. You can't delete past. And that's what I follow in this podcast. Like, I will actually edit yesterday's one a little bit heavier than other ones, but there was really good stuff that we spoke about, so I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
But
Well, I just feel like that when I don't really feel good, and then when I speak when I don't feel good, then I feel like that's not really kind of energy I want to spread through the world, and I also don't feel like that anybody would enjoy that. So that's why I felt like that maybe we can make an exception and not to post the last one.
No. I'm the producer and head of production. So
That's true.
yeah, no, baby, there was so much gold in it, and I understand you feel this way, 100%.
Yeah.
That you don't want to spread the negative quote unquote. Is it quote unquote or quote unquote?
I don't
Well,
know.
the negative, whatever. But I invite you to see it differently. Can you please put the AC less? I invite you to see that what you judge as negative or not feeling good and you don't want to spread it, actually that gives the listener permission to know that it's okay to be human, it's okay to have these kind of emotions, and there's no difference between bad and good or negative and positive. And I think our linear mind feels or thinks that it classified, okay, being negative or feeling somehow should not be for public. And actually, for me, I will speak for me, the reason why I created this podcast was to exactly normalize this. These kind of emotions, these kind of feelings, and these kind of things. But there is a certain level to which I can speak about it from my past experiences and stories. And then there's really powerful way how to normalize it. And it is to record it in real time. I don't plan it. You don't plan to feel that way when we record together, but it happens. And I think it's very powerful. It's very authentic, unplanned, raw. And it's exactly real life, what happens to people, not only in relationship, but every day in everyday life. And I think to be ashamed and to not want to post it is absolutely okay. Of course, it's allowed, and I understand, and I respect your decision. But I invite you to maybe shift your perspective that what we're doing here is different. I don't want the podcast that is perfectly polished, only positive, raising vibration. What even is that, raising vibration? What even is that, to be always positive, to be always untriggered, to be always happy, ha ha he he? That's not even real life, right? That's what I believe. What do you think? I think it
Yeah.
only proves the point. What is life? Life is everything. Even your triggers and you feeling bad and me crying on yesterday's podcast. That's life. And I'm willing to share it all the colors of beautiful, you know, color wheel. That pink is not better than blue, and blue shouldn't be hidden. Then, right, is the same thing. There's no difference between any emotion. It's just a sensation in a body. What do you think about what I just said?
I think you are right on many points, especially the one that's not live. That's true. For some reason, I still feel that why would anybody listen to me not really feeling good, you know?
They don't know.
Because
It's so hard to
because I'm a good actor.
No, it's hard to hear. I edit these things, and I know you like back of my hand, and it's not so obvious. It's so crazy. This is the difference between your internal experience
Uh-huh.
and what can be understood from outside. And also you cannot guess what other people will think, right?
Yeah, I
And
can.
if they choose or not choose to listen to it.
Yeah, I can,
Because
and
we
that's
don't do
why
it for them.
and that's why I trust you, and I, you know, even though these things I still like to do it in the present moment, and I honestly would not be able to edit it and to listen to it again, I guess, and be like, okay, yes, this is good, let's post it. Like I would not be able to do that. So I'm grateful that you do it, and it's just like whatever for me. So you
Yes.
know,
Yes. And you know,
so I trust you. Like it's your project. I'm just like part of
a
it in a
keychain,
way that, yeah,
an
like
accessory.
like a, yeah, like a tool you use. No, like I'm here with you, but like I trust you to like do it all on
My
based on
direction.
your, yeah. So
Oh, thank you.
so that's why, because if I would be more into it and trying to like do it based on me, like I would not be able to post these things. And funny part is that people are actually already listening to it, and we are doing like zero marketing to it, and that's for me like almost unbelievable. And but and at the same time it feels it's a good sign, and it feels the same as it was with the magnetic couples bracelets when we had first orders, even before we did any ads or anything else. So yeah, I feel that it's a good direction. At the same time, it feels like I wouldn't do it. I trust you.
It's paradox. It's this push and pull. It's this kind of, again, can I ask you, do you feel like you are magnetically pulled towards it? Like you actually want to, you feel, you want to do it. Like, see, yesterday you said you're not going to do it. And today you're like, maybe we could record because maybe we can fly like a little boy. And it's this thing, like I told you yesterday when I was crying, is very similar situation. Like I have been many times in a relationship when we would have fight, and then I would be like, this is it, I can't do it anymore. That would be the ego, right? And then I would just come back. When I would come back to my senses and again regulate back to my normal self, there would be no doubt that I want to be with you, that I don't want to live, and I love you so much, and I love our life, even though in those moments it feels like I'm so activated that I just don't want this and I want to run or fight or flight or whatever. But when I come back to me, my loving self, then of course I'm always being pulled back to you, and I want to kiss you. And we started to do this few years ago, like whenever we don't speak a little bit after fight, one of us says, whether it's 5 minutes later or 1 hour later or 3 hours later, what do we say?
That I miss you already.
Yes. And it's so cute because it's true. It's almost like when you like have a gong, let's say, and it gets activated with the drum stick, right? And it has this huge vibration, but eventually it kind of settles back. And that's how it feels. Like the fight makes all these like messy vibration, blah, 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 blah. And then after it calms down, it's just like the truth always comes back, that we love each other, we miss each other, and it's just so beautiful. And it's a pattern, like a muscle, that if you have enough repetitions of this, you get this proof that it always comes back to love. No matter what happens, no matter what takes us out of it, we always snap back. And it reminds me of this, what just happened with the podcast. Like on the last episode, you said on the next one I will do alone. But here we are, the very next day, again
Yeah, I feel like
together.
that it's about how strong of your ego is and how much you can get back to love and just accept the things that your ego doesn't like
Mm-hmm.
and understand that it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to do this,
We
or
do.
we want to, like, you want to do many things, and but some things doesn't go the way that you, or I would say your ego wants,
Yeah.
because everything goes as you want, but not everything goes as your ego wants, and
Yeah.
then it starts to be unhappy, and then
Resisting.
if the ego is really strong, then it's really hard to not to listen to it and not to go its way, and just accept that, well, this is how it is, and this is how it's supposed to be, and it's not supposed to be different, and maybe you want it different, but that's not really what
You.
it is. That's not really you. Yeah. And you need all of those lessons and all of those things, and again, it's about acceptance, what we already spoke about and will be speaking a lot, probably, because I feel like everything is about that. So
It's true. Life is that. And also, I want to ask you, maybe you can explain to me first.
I
And
can maybe try.
yeah. So when you say that the ego is not you, what does that mean? If you don't want to talk about it, it's okay. I understand that maybe it's hard to articulate.
I'm gonna try.
When you say that the ego wants things somehow, but actually everything is exactly as you want. So let's say there's a person who doesn't know what that means and it's confusing. How would you explain it to them? How would you explain it to Kuso, let's say? Hi, Kuso, if you're listening.
Say Kuso. I guess it's all coming from the theory, or I don't know how to call it, a point of view or understanding of the world, where we understand that we are all one.
Mm-hmm.
And since we are all one, we are part of something, let's call it God or universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something that is everywhere, something that is
Life
everything.
also.
Life. Yeah,
Life.
like however you're going to call it.
Yeah.
If we are all one and there is just one, this
Yeah.
consciousness, or like us or whatever, therefore everything that we see is created by that one, right? By that God, by that universe, by that life. And if everything was created by that, then even you were created by them. And then also every situation where you find yourself at was created by that one. Therefore it was created by you, right? And then there is the ego,
which is also created by God and
exactly
life.
that is also doing its job.
Yeah.
And its job is to just try to take you on, I would call it other side, but let's call it not love, right?
Why?
Because why? So you understand that you are everything.
It's
so you learn that.
Without it, you wouldn't
Right?
know.
And I think this is really a topic for many hours of speaking, but basically, if you understand that you created all of those situations and you created yourself the way you look, let's say that somebody doesn't like how they look, right?
Me?
Okay, you. So if you resist that, if you don't accept that this is how you look, which is your ego, because you created yourself the way you look. So you wanted yourself to look how you look. That's you.
The core self, let's
yes,
call it.
Yes. And then basically the ego doesn't like it, right? And it's trying to tell you, no, this is not good. I don't want this. This is bad. This is shit. Whatever it's telling you,
Judgment,
whatever it's making you feel.
Attachment.
Yeah. And basically your role is to accept that. And that's why we always talk about acceptance, because whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's like how you look, it can be anything. Like it's always like you wanted it exactly as it is, and you created it that way.
Or you want to have a better relationship, or you want the podcast to go smoother.
Yes, and the only part that resists it is the ego.
Yeah.
That is trying to tell you that no, you can, whatever it's telling you, Yeah. So that's how I would say it, I guess.
This is your closest explanation of how you would, see it.
What I like right now, how I can explain it, then I guess yes.
Okay. Well, look, you know what is the best part about all this? Nobody fucking knows. This is the beautiful part of life. How can we actually be sure? Like, there's no thing such as, I would say even truth, but there is a truth. Yeah, I don't want to get too philosophical. I just want to say that whatever you believe, whatever story you tell yourself, that is what is your truth, and this is yours. You see it this way, and that's what works for you because it's meant to work for you. And for me it might be different, and for some energy healer it might be different, and for some kind of atheistic person who doesn't believe in anything, only, let's say, numbers, which actually is in numbers. I'm just reading an amazing book which actually also shows, like, it's all physics, all of this that we speak about. They will have their own reality, their own belief system. And what is beautiful, what actually is freedom for me, is that we live and let live. We have our own story, and we allow others to have their own, and we don't push our opinions or stories on other people. And that's real freedom. So thank you for sharing. I might even see it differently, but like, this is something that happened in our relationship or throughout, like, last month for me, is that I just leave whatever you think, unless it hurts me. Whatever you say is like, okay. It's almost like I stop caring, you know? It's almost like when you spoke about the person who salamista, or remember that episode?
Somebody who doesn't care about things, or what do you
It's
mean?
the person who's okay with everything,
Like
that people can.
phlegmatic?
Yes, remember we didn't know how it's
Mm-hmm.
called, and you said that society or the world or whatever we live in made it seem like a bad thing, that
Yeah.
you should care and you
Yeah.
should. So for me, I also stopped caring about not you, but things you say in a way. It's hard to put into words.
I think this is a nice example of the acceptance that I was saying, because I
Yes.
believe that anybody can find something in their lives that was causing them a lot of problems in the past. Let's say how you look, okay? And then over time, it takes time. It's not like, okay, I'm going to decide, I'm going to accept how I look and it's okay for me from now on and that's it. No,
Yeah.
like, it takes time, and certain things takes a really long time and a lot of anger or sadness or like emotions
Process.
and process. Yeah, it takes like really long time. And then eventually one day you find yourself somewhere and you'll be like, wait, I don't really care anymore how
But not in this
I look,
negative
or
way.
how. No, it's not in a negative way. It's
Yeah.
just you are okay, you are fine with the way you
Yes.
look suddenly.
Or
Like
how
you,
people are
yeah, or
around you.
like, let's say that you were angry with the person who lives next door to you because he has a new car, okay? And you were angry with it for a year, maybe sometimes even just subconsciously, you just felt some emotions about that. And then suddenly one day you were okay with it. You were like, well, I'm happy that he has a new car because, he can whatever, drive something, enjoy, I don't know, whatever it is. And that, I feel like, is an evolution that we are going through, everybody's going through in their lives, and it just shows in different area of everybody's life. But we are going to this acceptance. We always have things in life that are really hard for us, and then we going towards the acceptance. Like you, I think one day will be okay with Buchta making sounds when we record, or people going on the bikes around when we record, even
Yeah.
because you thought that it's making sounds into the mics, but I told you nobody cares. But still,
Yeah.
like, it makes you feel uneasy and you cannot concentrate and you stop when the bike goes,
Yeah.
But like, you will eventually, it's not gonna be there forever.
No. I have two things to say to this. You know what? How I 100% agree with you, and I would actually call this kind of like creating this buffer zone around you, that you have higher tolerance for things around you, because this is what I see on me. In the past, everything, every little comment, every little look, every little opinion, my emotion, my mood, they would affect me so much. They would really, like, when you have a Play-Doh and you make a dent into it, it would just stay there, and I would analyze it, and I would therefore even, I would force to make it better how I feel. I would try to heal it. I would try to think my way out of it, understand it, what's the root, and all of that. Now I'm connecting the 2 points I wanted to say. The more I try to force to be okay with it, the less I was okay with all those things. And the moment I let it go,
Yeah, you accepted it.
but it's crazy, dude. It's like
You know, I
very.
have a good example. I just
But
came
I
up
just
with nice
wanted to
example.
finish that this is, then you can go, yeah. But it's a point I want to just finish. It's almost like we built tolerance towards chaos, towards all kinds of different situations, circumstances, people's moods, what they say. And this is done naturally. And it's done.
Yes, that's the
That's the
evolution. Yeah,
evolution. We are like this balloon just growing and growing
yeah,
and growing. And we are going for that resisting or getting affected by every little thing, being so sensitive and like affected into that acceptive huge balloon that can really bounce off many things, and it's always more and more, and all of that is just going from resistance to acceptance of how things are and understanding it doesn't really affect anything,
yeah.
and it happens naturally.
It's like imagine that you are used to some things in your life. Let's say you are used to that you have a car that you drive to work every day, okay? Or you are used to that you have a bedroom and a comfy bed where you sleep every day. And then suddenly you wouldn't have that. Like let's just say that you would break your car and you
Yeah.
wouldn't have money for a new one, or like whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
And suddenly you would have to walk to work
Yeah.
every day. And first day or first couple days or first weeks or even months, you would be really frustrated, like, fuck man, I miss my car, I really wanted to. But every day you would just feel less and less bad about that. And you would suddenly one day you would be like, well, it's nice to walk to work. What's going on with me? How is it even possible that suddenly I
I
like to
feel
work there,
better, my
right?
body
And
feels
then you
better.
accept it
Yeah.
so much and you would be like, okay, well, there is no any other option for me. I can only walk, and I have two options. I can either walk every day to work, and I can be bitching how fucking
Angry.
bad it is that I don't have my
Uh-huh.
car and I have lost license and how it wasn't my fault and it was their fault and this happened and it was all because of the government or because of this, and
Yeah.
you can always find the reason why it was not your fault, or you can even blame yourself. It doesn't matter. Like you would just blame somebody and you would be just complaining about it all the time and you would feel bad. But eventually, if this happens long time, eventually you would get to the point where you would be like seeing that it's good that you don't have car because you can walk and you can have a fresh air and you maybe meet people on the way and you can maybe have a coffee on the way or like something, and you wouldn't even care that you don't have a car anymore.
Yeah.
So you would go from resistance towards walking to work to completely accept that.
But, and here's the but. Let's say this happens to someone. Let's say to me 2 years ago. And I'm like, so this would be my thoughts. Maybe people can resonate if they're listening to this. I would be like, okay, so I know that the rule of life is that if I'm angry, it means I'm resisting. So therefore, it means I need to accept it. So now I have to push myself to accept it so that I feel better. But I think that already is. It's
But
like this
also
twisted
this, what you
thing.
just said, would eventually went down and went less and went down and went less, and you would not have these overthinking thoughts anymore, and you would be like, okay, well, I did try to not to overthink, or I did try not to resist, and it's not happening, so just fuck it, I'm not gonna do anything. And you eventually get used to things. Basically, it's like if you start living in a North
Like
Pole
us
right
in a
now.
room coming from
Yeah,
5-bedroom
yeah,
apartment.
exactly. But that was easy for us. I don't know how about you, but for me, I didn't have any bad emotions about living in one room coming from 5-bedroom house. But okay, let's
it's new.
imagine that for somebody it would be hard,
Yeah.
right? They would eventually also, get used to that. So it's like, let's say that you go suddenly living in some cold country, like you would get used to that cold as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's all the same.
We are very
basically.
adaptable species, and also I just really, really, really want to emphasize that when we try to push things, when we try to white knuckle our way to acceptance, that's already resistance. And it's okay. We all have to go through this period of time when we try to push and push, and life will stop us. Life will communicate this to us. I wanna use an example of all the school communities and all the things we did for our business that basically were always in the past 3 years, let's say, we tried so many things, guys. Like we tried hiring UGC people, making detailed goals and then plan accordingly. We tried to create this podcast twice before, right? We tried to create community that would go with the bracelet. I tried to write a book, and I tried to create this complicated relationship revolution movement that would sell bracelets, and it was all done from one thing only, and it was that I didn't like how things were going with the business. And I was very good at it. I am a very powerful person who can just decide that yes, I'm going to just work on this, sit down, ignore everything around me, and based on my ego, I'm going to make this happen and push it. And then every time I would do this with expectations in my mind that the results will come. So either the results never came and I would just be forever disappointed in what I do and start to believe that I'm incapable of creating what I want for this business, or I would get sick, or we would have a fight, or nobody would sign up, and we would be like, oh my God, this is not happening, this is not happening. And we would sit and talk and analyze, and it just was so much energy was going into places from the resistance. And it was only after we just kind of not gave up, but we let go, right? Remember on the beach in Moine, we sat down and we were like, this is harder than we thought it would be. Nothing's going the way we want. All the things were happening in a way that our ego was resisting. We couldn't find accommodation in Da Nang. We couldn't fly to Da Nang. We had to take a car, 16 hours drive there with our dog. The business was really not doing well. Or I don't want to judge it not doing well. It was inviting us, you know? It's also a matter of perspective. And we found ourselves on the beach during a sunset just crying like, what the fuck are we gonna do? I feel like in that moment something changed. After that you had a really hard month, remember?
Yeah.
And you were not fighting it. And after that I had some kind of idea that I started working on. Again, it's something it never was published, but something changed there. Things started to go so well since then. Of course, we also got sick physically. Kind of everything cleansed. It was like a reset time for us. So much pain and so much resistance. It was almost that we reached the peak of resistance. That's almost what it feels like. And when you reach this point, you just have to put your hands up. Or it's not you have to. What happened to us, at least me, I was just like, okay, I can't anymore. And that's when everything shifted. I ended up in hospital, and from then I was able to create this podcast. I created the community. The business started to make really great money, and everything is happening really well. We're more relaxed, and we're sitting here chilling, talking, and someone's listening to it, and it's just crazy. But it had to, for us, come from that lowest point. And we had so many of those in the last years.
Not so many, couple. But I want to say that, yes, there are basically two ways how you can go through things, okay? Let's say about the car, okay? So your car breaks down. And now what you can do is to go the way of accepting that. Okay, well, I don't have a car, so I'm going to walk. And I'm going to enjoy my walk to the work. And
it's
just,
happening for a reason.
And just fuck it. I just have to walk. And maybe when I lose weight, then you're going to be positive about that. Okay, well, this is what it is. I'm going to be walking from now on. This is what it is, right? And I'm going to live here. I'm going to live in a situation where I don't have a car anymore. And I'm going to just make the best out of it. There's millions of people that walk to work and they are happy. It's not like they would be bitching every day about not having a car. So that's one way that you can eventually get to, or you can like point yourself towards, or you can try at least to go this way, that you would be like, okay, this is what it is. I accept that I don't have a car. I'm going to be walking, and let's see what it will bring. And maybe I'll even find a wife on the way to work or something. Yes. Yeah. Or you can go the other way, which is the way of resistance, and be like, no, man, this is not happening. I'm not going to be walking to the work. Fuck that shit. I'm going to figure it out. Let's find a car. Let's buy a new one. Let's fix it. And you start going through these things, like how to change what is, but you don't want to change it from a perspective that I like this and let's just try something new, but you just go from the place where you are like, I don't want what is, I don't want to walk, this is not okay for me, and I'm just gonna do my best to change it. And that's really huge resistance, and
And a lot of
that's,
energy spending.
yes, and that's really something that usually just brings you even more down.
Yeah.
And usually even if you would be able to get the car somehow or something, it would either break again or something bad might happen again, and it's just not really the way how you're gonna feel good about this entire situation. Because if you think about it, if it would be able for you to just suddenly be okay with walking to work, then you don't have a problem, right? It's like you think, or your ego is telling you, if you get a new car, you're gonna feel okay, right? So your ego is telling you that solution to your situation is to just change the situation that is in front of you. But actually, the solution to your not feeling good or to your problem, quote unquote, is to be okay with walking to the work. Does it make any sense?
Yeah, but it also doesn't, because
Okay.
the question is, okay, how do I choose that? How do I do it? People want to know how. And
Do they?
we can
How can you
polemize,
how can you know that?
we
You
can
told me that I cannot know
because
if they
I've
will
done
want to
courses, I've
listen
done
to me.
things. I know, I'm on social media. I know what people just want solutions. People want to know how. People want to know, okay, so give me 5 steps. Or maybe it's my mind judging this conversation that, again, it has no point, because yeah, we can talk about it here, like, yeah, you can accept it or not, and it's always coming to this point for me, like, we keep talking, we understand, what we talk about because we live it. But what is the practical, tangible takeaway? Maybe there doesn't need to be any, and this will be just philosophical, yapping, 40 minutes of just us speaking our mind freely podcast, which I'm okay with, and I'm learning to be okay with, because again, we didn't choose a topic and it's being chosen for us, and I think it feels the best, by the way. But because it's a conversation as you want it to have. And so, but for me, it's like, yeah, we can talk about this, but it's always the same thing we talk about. It's always acceptance, resistance, and there's so much that can be said about it until the person asks, yeah, that's all nice stories, but how the fuck do I actually do it? And the answer to it is, you don't. You don't. You just live day by day. You you just you put your foot in front of each other, and you just go and walk the walk and talk the talk, and you just get there by it fucking self. You have all these coaches, all the gurus, all the teachers, all the people who tell you you have to do this and 1 2 3, and you have to regulate your nervous system, and you can choose everything and feel your feelings or send them to the light. And you will try that. You will try that until you will keep trying for years to do what worked for others. And this is, I think, important, where all this wanted to happen, this transmission, because I don't think about what I'm talking. It's just happening and I'm listening. Yeah, you will try to do what others tell you to do. This is how to accept the reality. This is, the 5 steps to happy life. This is how to feel your feelings. But what worked for others is their own way, what works for them. And it unfortunately will never work for you. Or you're a completely different organism, and we are not here copy pasting each other. That would be easy. That would be not even life. There's not two identical anything, I feel like, in nature, let's say. So how would it be possible that something that worked for someone else will work for you? And I think more and more people start to realize that we're getting into the age of the world and life where people realize that these teaching or structures are just changing and they stop working. What worked before is not working anymore. So all we can do is just to chill the fuck out and just live the life, and maybe listen to podcasts like this that actually, probably, what I feel, we give hope, we keep some kind of peace, because we kind of not like got to the other side, But there's no other side, right? It's all life, and it might happen again. It will forever be a cycle of things, and then we die, and then we burn again, or whatever you believe in. But I just want to say that looking for answers and seeking something will be forever never ending quest of life that might never give you answer. And the moment you kind of give up or just like accept that, okay, this is what it is. I tried everything. I spent thousands of dollars on courses. I did everything my coaches told me, and still it's not happening. I still don't have money. I'm still not making the business I want. But the moment you let go and you just stop wasting all that energy, and it's not bad, it's all part of this beautiful process called life and evolution. The moment you let go of this need, the need to fix, the need to accept, because you can know about resistance and acceptance theory, but like how to actually practically do it, you have to figure that for yourself. That's why I made this podcast very open. It's a question. What is life? I think life is a question. Your life, you are a question that doesn't even need to be answered. It just wants to be experienced. And therefore, we're not here to tell you, do this or do that. We can just tell you what we learned or what we kind of observed in our life or my life. I don't want to speak for us both, but the experience, shared experience. Tomash says his perspective, I say mine, then I question it, then I, get lost, and then that's all. We have fun doing this, and if you have fun listening to it, great. But like wanting to take notes and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, which I believe that some minds might need out of this, I'm sorry, but that's not what we are here for. That's what I see. What do you think, baby? This was a long monologue.
I think that if I apply what you said in the beginning,
What?
which I feel like that you did opposite now. In the beginning, you said that how can we know what they want and how can we know what they think? You said it when I said that I feel like that people might not want to listen to me when I don't feel good. And you said, but how can you know that? So I would just say same thing to you now. Like, how can you know that people want these steps? Like you said that you were in courses and you listened to this. Well, I also was in courses. I also listened to things and I also watched things, and I still cannot possibly know if they want that or not. So, and you said that people will ask question, how do I do this? So let them ask the question. There's a comment section, so ask the question and we can talk about it.
There's no comment section on
whatever it is, they can always reach out to us. Anybody who wants to contact us will find a way how to contact us. It's not like it's not the rocket science. A puppy can find us, right, if it wants to.
A puppy found us.
So
in Bali.
I think that there are little things that you can do actually. I think that one of the things that I believe that would help you in any situation that feels not good or with any person that does not feel good is to be optimistic. I feel that that's like one thing that can always help you. And
but not the bullshit positive thinking thing.
I don't know what it's that. I'm just saying that it might help you to be optimistic. Whatever happened, I'm just going to apply it to the car again and just try to find positive thing in that and be like, okay, well, I'm going to walk more, so I'm going to be more healthy. And I'm going to breathe more fresh air, so that's going to be also good for me. Yeah. And maybe I'm going to lose weight, and maybe I'm going to meet somebody on the way to work. I don't know what's bullshit positive there. This is just being optimistic.
The affirmations and all of these methods.
Yeah, and that's not what I'm talking about. So just to be optimistic about any situation, because whatever situation you are at, you created it for yourself. And you wanted yourself to be in that situation. Yeah. And that's why that situation is good. So the question you can ask is like, why is this situation good for me? Or why is this person good for me? Or why is wherever you are at good for you? So what is good in it? And then when you ask what is good in this, like you can answer it, and basically that's being optimistic. Yeah, because you can always find how fucking shit something is, but you can as well always find how fucking amazing something is. Yeah. And, then this is what you can actually do. You can either like drown yourself in being pessimistic, how it sucks, how you want something
And it's
else.
okay as well to do.
Everything is okay.
You
Everything is
can do
okay.
that. It's absolutely allowed.
I'm just saying to answer to that question, like what can be done.
Yeah.
And I feel like that if you choose to be optimistic at every situation and you choose to see good in every situation and choose to see why is it good that this thing is happening, even though it feels really bad, even though something horrible happened, even though you find yourself without, I don't know, house or partner or food or whatever it is that you are at, or your business is not doing well, like always trying to find the what's good about it, because it is for some reason good, and usually we see these things, why are these situations good, sometimes after an hour, sometimes after a month, sometimes after 10 years, but we usually always come to the point where we understand, oh fuck shit, that was really good that it happened.
Yeah, and the more we practice this, the faster we're able to see that, until it happens that in every present moment, whatever comes your way that might be really challenging, you will just immediately know, oh, this is why it's happening. Like whatever happened with our business encouraged me to be like, okay, I need to do what I love because everything is falling apart. What is one thing I love? And I started making videos, and then it ended here. So all is well. There is always something good. Yes, baby.
And there's a second thing that I think you can do that would also help you in these situations.
Tell us, baby.
And that's being in the present moment. Because if you are in the past and being like, oh, it was so good when I was driving a car to work, oh, it was so cool, you know, or if you are in the future and you're like,
how long is
well,
this gonna be?
This is gonna be just like for a week or two, and then again I'm gonna be in the car, I'm gonna be driving car, it's gonna be so cool. Then you are not in the present moment, and again you are suffering basically. But if you are in the present moment and you are enjoying the every step you take and
just
the smell of fresh air,
what is happening now,
or the nature that is around you, or just anything like the sun shining to your face or the wind blowing, you know, whatever, then you are in the present moment, and that's where you feel good, and you suddenly realize that it's amazing to be alive and to be walking and to be doing what you are doing.
This is, and that all of it is life, not only the good things, not only going to work with car and not only feeling good, but it's all of it, all the flavors of life is life. And what a gift that we can experience all of it, because one day we won't be able to. And that's what, you know, my dad had taught me with him just leaving this world by his choice, is that he can't anymore do these things. So I'm just going to double down on this gift that I have. So we're approaching 48th minute, baby. So I would like to close.
Okay.
And I would like to just say that all is well. I also want to say that I tried to be in the present moment for years and push myself to it and force myself to always like say, I'm here, I'm grounded, I'm in my body. But it just happened naturally after some time when I let it go lately, actually, these months. So, again.
But you were many times in the present moment, you know?
Yeah, but I was reading The Power of Now and all of this already in 2022, and I could not. There was so much resistance in me that I wasn't able. It was always taking me to the past, to my overthinking, to the voices in my head. You know everything.
Yeah, but not, you say always, but actually it was not taking you there always. It was taking you there sometime. But when we were, let's say, driving a bike, when we were in a restaurant having food, when we were watching a sunset, where you are on the surf, or where you are like, you know, like doing your workout or doing yoga in the morning or swimming in the pool or playing with the dog. And there's millions of other things like where you are in the present moment.
Yeah.
And you know,
in your head,
and I am not saying that it's all of these things that we said, they are not just like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
No.
Like those are the things that you can have like a reminder for yourself, but you cannot even force those, but they are all happening naturally for you. You can, you know, so basically like what you said, that you don't have to do anything, is also something that you can apply. Like you don't have to actually do anything.
It's like the less you try, the more you allow it to happen.
Yeah. I think it's about just living your life, you know, and just just really.
You know, words are fucking limiting. And I will just leave it here. And it's really crazy because we keep talking, but also words are very limiting. And maybe you can also, you know, words are just 7% of communication. So you feel so much more, your body is sensing so much more than what we speak about. And I hope this episode gave you some kind of maybe peace, maybe hope, maybe trust, maybe knowing all is well, no matter if you walk or take a car to your work. And I really enjoyed this episode, baby. How about you?
Yeah, it was nice.
It was just nice.
No, it wasn't just nice. It was nice.
Okay. Well, for me, it was fucking amazing.
Good.
I enjoyed it. It was flowing like a dance. And again, we were not focusing on our story, but we were just fucking talking. So maybe the structure we try to push there is what creates resistance. So let's just follow, you know, the path of least resistance. Okay, guys. Well, we hope you took away something from this episode. Or if not, you just enjoyed, you know, doing dishes while listening to us rambling on life.
People don't do dishes anymore. They have dishwashers.
So walking your dog.
What if they have cat? Or a kangaroo?
Or feeding your fishies.
Or a chicken?
I'm not even going to ask what we're living with, as I do on every end of the episode, because
Thank
it
you.
always creates a problem. So the problem will come some different way.
Okay.
Okay, have a beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful morning, beautiful evening, wherever you are in the world. And we hope you enjoy your day tomorrow or today as much as we enjoyed talking to each other today, this hour. Again, it's 50 minutes, but it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.